Hey, today I want to show you my new dining room table, and this is it. It is the Decker table from Room and Board, and I purchased it in this configuration. 60 inches of width, 37 inches of depth, oval shape, light gray quartz, and a taupe base. And the overall total for this was about $2,300. So the first thing I want to tell you is that this table wasn't initially my choice. When I was looking online, it didn't catch my eye, but I'm really happy that I went into the store and took a look at, their furniture and context. I brought in photos of our space so that they could see, what color scheme we had going on. And once we started looking at samples and getting some advice from their specialists, that's when we settled on this. And the reason I think it didn't stand out online is that there's just not a lot of contrast and stuff to visually get you interested. I do think that the contrast in the photo looks better, and maybe that would show you why this looks really good in real life. But just in this mock-up, it didn't really catch my eye, at least. I was more interested maybe in walnut, because that just looks cool. I was also interested for the base in this really shiny onyx glass. I did look at some of the pictures online, and I had the same issue with the photos, in that my eye in the photo was constantly drawn to these tables that had more contrast. Just the combinations just look really cool and get your eye straight to them. Our issue is that for this room, we already had some other things that I think were more of a focal point, and we just wanted something kind of subtle for the table. And we also didn't want to get redundant. We already have wood, we already have marble over there, as you can see. So we wanted something different. The quartz is a man-made material, but it looks really good, and I want to show you up close what it looks like. So there's a lot of visual interest, I think, as you're looking at it. But as you get farther away from it, it sort of merges together, and it's not commanding your attention to it. It just looks nice and subtle from a distance. And I think where you get nice contrast is by pairing it with a really good chair, preferably something darker if you chose this combination. And so for the chair, we got a Cora chair. Well, we got 4 Cora chairs, and we chose the Mori charcoal chenille fabric with charcoal stain wood for the legs. And it's $699 now, but when I bought it, I think each of these units were $549. So maybe look out for a deal on those. It does look like the table is still the same price today. I guess the table is going to depend on what base you choose and so forth, what settings you choose. But anyway, we like that this table was just good and functional. If you were to get something that was all marble in this size, by the way, I think you'd be looking at $8,000 or $10,000. We didn't really want to spend that, and we felt that this looked really good and added something extra to our space. Another thing I really liked about it is that it is expandable. So you can simply move these chairs to the side, and now you could add a bench over here. And that's in our plans for the future. We want to be able to seat a larger family whenever we have family visiting or friends visiting, or if we end up having multiple kids, we want to be able to seat more people at the table. And so the plan for expanding this is probably to get an Ava bench, and you can get the bench in all different kinds of fabrics. So maybe we'll choose something that will contrast this a little bit, like a red or a darker gray or a lighter gray. Anyway, so yeah, we like the expandability, and we also kind of like the intimacy, actually, of being able to sit down and talk to people and not just have an enormous amount of distance. So if you can imagine, at a restaurant, if I'm talking to people, this is kind of about the amount of distance that you'd be used to. To me, I didn't want one of these tables where you just feel like you're really separated from your other guests. Another issue with one of these larger size tables is that it's really going to leave a huge footprint in your space. And as you can see, if you actually have to get up and you move the chairs around a little bit, you would start just filling out that space so much if you got something that's too big. One thing I did and I recommend doing is take measurements of your space, the width of the space and also the length of the space. And then give that to ChatGPT and just say, hey, this is the room that I have in my dining room. What are the sizes that would work well for me for a dining room table? What's the range that would work? And then what's also the best recommended size? And I think that ChatGPT actually looked at my dimensions and recommended something like right about at 60 by 37. So it worked out perfectly that they had it. Not many tables are available in that size. So that's something I'm really happy with and one of the main reasons why we chose it. A couple other things I want to highlight in this video. This table is super sturdy. If I were to bang on this or shake it around, it's not really going to be moving things. I have a really hard time when I'm in a cafe or something. I'm just trying to write, and just simply typing is all of a sudden like moving the whole table. So that's not going to be a problem here. And as you can see, I set the computer up on it quite a lot. One of my favorite things to do is just like sit down at my dining room and be able to like work on my computer and also like have something on TV if I want to, or just enjoy the space where I live. Kind of feels nice, gets you out of the office and gives you somewhere else to enjoy working. And another thing I like about this company is that it is a B Corp. And I don't know how familiar you would be with B Corps, but basically B Corps are just companies that have a different governance structure where they don't just fixate on the bottom line profit. They're also taking into account, the environment, how well they treat their workers, their community, their customers, and just their overall governance structure. I don't know how many companies in the US are B Corps, but I would guess it's something like a 1%. It's not super common, and the company is also employee owned. Based on that, I would not guess that Room and Board is spending a whole lot of money on Facebook ads and Instagram ads. I think this company is more likely to just put their resources into creating really good products, creating them sustainably, and also making sure that they offer really good customer service or have those in-person experiences like I had, where you're able to like sit down with a consultant and get some good advice on what you want to buy, so that you don't just buy something and then get it in your space and realize like this isn't really working. One other thing I want to do before wrapping up the video is just show you, what this surface looks like with some of our dishware. So we have one type of bowl, which is black, kind of like serving, I don't know, certain types of meals in that. And then this other dishware is pink in color. So I think that one thing that's nice about gray is it's so neutral. It's going to look good with whatever you put against it, whether that is something pink or something that's darker, or I suppose if you had blue or white, it would also look really good. It's just a nice neutral color. So yeah, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to share in the comments. And I hope that this video was helpful to you at giving you a good idea of what these products look like in real life. If this kind of video is helpful to you, I'd love if you were to like it or subscribe to the channel. And I'm just going to continue doing more real life product reviews so that you can just get a sense of what some of these products online that are expensive but hard to find any reviews on, like what they actually look like and feel like in your home. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.